When I was 12, my parents used to leave my siblings and me at my grandma's apartment whenever they had work or errands late at night. I hated that place. It was a tiny 2-bedroom apartment, barely 500 square feet. The rooms always felt too cramped, the ceilings too low, like the walls were slowly closing in. There wasn't enough space for all of us, so my siblings and I slept in the living room, on thin blankets spread across the floor, and an old couch that smelled like dust and cigarettes. Every night, there felt wrong. My parents never understood why I begged not to stay there. They thought I was just being dramatic or trying to avoid babysitting my younger siblings, but there was something inside that apartment that made my skin crawl the second the sun went down. An evil feeling, heavy, watching. I know my siblings felt it too, even if none of us ever talked about it out loud. At night, the apartment became unbearable. The old refrigerator hummed like distant whispering. Pipes knocked inside the walls. Shadows stretched strangely across the ceiling whenever headlights passed outside. And my imagination only made it worse. Horror movies were my favorite thing back then, so every creak and shadow turned into something terrible inside my head. At least, I hoped it was just in my head. One night, I couldn't sleep. Everyone else was snoring softly around me while I lay frozen on the floor, staring into the dark living room. My eyes kept drifting around the apartment on their own, like something inside me was searching for danger before I even knew it was there. Then I noticed it, a faint glow near the hallway. My eyes locked onto it instantly. My heart began pounding so hard it hurt. Thump, thump. Soon, all I could hear was my own heartbeat roaring inside my ears. And then I saw it, a face, not human. 2 eyes stared directly back at me from the darkness, wide, unblinking, and beneath them was a grin so unnatural it made my stomach drop. It stood perfectly still in the hallway, staring at me like we were trapped in some silent staring contest. The strange part wasn't just the thing itself, it was the light. A pale glow surrounded it, like a spotlight shining directly onto a performer on stage, as if it wanted to be seen, as if it was enjoying my fear. My mouth opened to scream, but no sound came out. I was completely frozen, paralyzed. Then I realized something that made my blood run cold. It wasn't standing in the hallway, it was attached to the corner of the ceiling. Its long limbs were bent awkwardly against the walls, clinging there silently, like some enormous insect hidden in the dark. That horrible grin never moved, neither did its eyes. They stayed locked on me the entire time. The pale light around it made the thing look staged somehow, like it wanted me to notice it, like it had been waiting for me to look up. And the worst part, I don't remember seeing it climb there, which means it may have already been watching me long before I noticed it. Even now, as an adult, I still wonder what I saw that night. Was it real, or was it just a child's imagination twisted by fear, exhaustion, and too many horror movies? I honestly don't know, but I remember the feeling. That's the part that never faded. The fear felt real. The heaviness in that apartment felt real. And the thing smiling at me in the hallway felt real enough that my body still reacts whenever I think about it too long. The strange thing is, experiences like that happened to me often as a child. Not always shadows or faces. Sometimes it was the feeling of being watched. Sometimes hearing something move when everyone else was asleep. Sometimes waking suddenly with absolute certainty that something was standing nearby in the dark. As a kid, I noticed everything. Every strange sound, every shift in the atmosphere, every corner that felt wrong for no reason. But somewhere along the way, it stopped. Or maybe I stopped noticing. Sometimes I wonder if growing up means losing that part of yourself, the part still innocent enough to see things adults train themselves to ignore. Maybe childhood imagination creates monsters where there are none. Or maybe children can see things adults no longer can. And honestly, I'm still not sure which answer scares me more.